welcome. Welcome to Stretch and Relax, or this definitely could be for a yoga sequence too. Either one. So what I would like to do is share with you one of my favorite stretches that I will jump into anytime. And I want to make it a happy place for everybody, so that's my goal. I want to teach the wide stance forward bend. So getting into your hamstrings in a wide stance forward bend. And what I love even more than just that is to add on to it with a twist to each side. Okay, so you're opening up when you're in your forward bend. And also what I love is the chest opener, where you reach back and you have a scarf or a strap and you open up the chest into a forward bend. So those are the things that I want to build into today, and that you can take, pick and choose as you go, so you make it right for you, okay? So here's what I have. I have my pillow because I'm going to use a little bit of padding for the hips as I sit here and for a hip stretch. I have a scarf, and then check it out over here. I'm going to use this. I'm going to represent with a chair or a stool today. So I have my purple stool. I've had this forever. This was my daughter's purple stool when she was young. Anyway, this is going to help me in the forward bend. So when I come forward, I can have the long spine and touch down to the stool rather than the floor. Now I know some of you love the floor, and that's awesome. But if you're still working on the hamstring stretch and you want to play with a stool, or if you're more flexible and you want to play with a long spine, I would say grab something, chair, stool. It is awesome. And so I'm going to use that. Even at the end of the class, I'm going to come back to it and take a seat at the end for the figure four stretch. Now the whole time, you can live without the stool, chair. It will be fine. A yoga block would be amazing if you have that around. That's my intention, to have some yoga blocks soon, but I don't have it today, so I grabbed the purple stool. Okay, y'all ready? So I want to do a variety of things that are going to get the body ready for the wide stance forward bend. So you start off seated, and I'm definitely also thinking about the chest opener when we twist and when we open up into a forward bend. So I'm going to start there. So sitting as tall as you can, setting up your legs in a comfortable way, maybe turning a few times. Feel the turn of your neck. Take a deep breath. And then center out. Good. Kind of moving back into your fingers. Reach the fingers out and wiggle them a little bit, warming up. And then inhale, reach all the way up. Reach for the sky, and then exhale down. Maybe bend the elbows a bit. Nice. Play with that shoulder movement 2 more times. Inhaling up. Exhaling it down. 1 more time, please. Relax, let it go. Good. Hands come to shoulders. Inhale, open back. Exhale, press and open between your shoulder blades. 2 more of those. One more time. And take a moment, relax the shoulders, see how they feel. And one more movement that's really going to help with that twist opener here is the fingertips forward. I'm going to suggest fingertips. You can definitely do flat hands if you prefer. But if you'd like to explore fingertips, I'm going to use that when I twist. Hands go in the center. It lifts me up more, and then I can press. Inhale. Exhale, open back. Little twist. And then again, other side. Take your time. We'll do that 2 more times through. So 2 more sets. One more time each side. And center it out. Good job. Okay, so now I'm going to move into the spine a little bit. There's all these little things that help you to be more prepared for hamstring stretching. And so moving the spine is definitely one of those. We'll do it in a couple different ways. So you're going to curl back and then straighten up. Inhale up and exhale, curl. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then at the end, making sure that you lift tall, and then using that tall spine, you reach forward over your hip opener. Sweet. So knowing that we're going to do a deep forward bend for the hamstring, I want to warm up the hamstrings a little more on our back before we get there. So you're going to lay on down, and this is pretty quick whenever you need it. It's a really sweet way to wake up the hamstrings. So you hold behind one leg, behind the knee or behind the thigh. The other leg can be bent. And you straighten and bend that leg. And this is where you're going to feel the hamstring connection behind your knee. Sorry, I'm going to scooch out of the way. I'll show you why in a moment. So extend and bend. It can even be like if you're feeling active and you want to make it faster to kind of warm up the back of your leg. Okay, now I push it a little bit straighter. My knee is still bent, but a little bit straighter. And I start to move around in your foot and ankle. So I really want you to know in your hamstring stretch, it is so helpful to have your ankle, calf, and this lower leg here warmed up and maybe even deeply stretched out. So this is a good start for that. Good, relax the foot. Now I'm going to drop the leg. I want to be careful not to hit my stool. There it is. And pull. So you release down and gently pull. Your knee could be bent. A couple more of those. And then setting that down, I switch to the second leg and I can warm that one up. Straighten and bend. Deep breath as you go. You're feeling like you want to build a little heat. The move could be faster. It sure doesn't have to be though. Good. Pushing the leg straighter now into the ankle. Feel that in your calf, in your shin, your foot. Deep breath as you go. And then relax your foot. You're ready for the hip connection of that hamstring where you drop and pull. And one more time. Nice. So a little warm up for the hamstring. Bring both knees in. Bring both knees in. And roll your way up to seated. Okay. So now, sticking with that stretch of your calf area being so important when you do a forward bend, let's stretch our calf a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to take the strap and hook it on there. And not use this one so much for a hamstring, but instead to draw the toes back, hold it with the opposite hand, and just guide your body, lift it, and guide it forward just a little bit at this moment. So feel into your calf maybe. See if you feel that. Deep breath. Exhale. And then practicing also a forward bend, not with the curled spine, but with lifted and long. All right, I'm going to ease off that, just a short stretch with that one, and switch to the second side. Hook it on there, take it into the opposite hands, balancing the ribs out over that leg, and gently draw it forward. Inhale, exhale. What do you feel? So getting ready for hamstring stretching, of course warming up the hamstrings. Stretching into the calf and the heels, really good. And then another area is the hips. So I want to go there next and stretch out our hips, outer hips. So I'm going to set the feet wide, hands back, and just rock it side to side. Three to four times. So the area that I want to stretch is this outer hip. So what I'm going to do is grab my pillow, and you'll know that you don't have to use your pillow as you see what I'm doing. The pillow is an option that I like. So I'm going to set the pillow aside for a moment. You have the one leg like this, the other one is out of the way, and you kind of want your body to be straight and lifted. That's where the pillow helps me out. So test it out, see if you want that pillow for that. Now this video is not so much about the outer hip, it's more about our hamstring stretch that we're working towards. Okay, so we'll just stay here for a short time. How about 3 or 4 deep breaths? Whenever I'm here though, I want to stay longer. This is an area that helps me out a lot. Let's test it out. What do you think? I'm going to bring mine up and switch sides. Take a moment to set up, practicing the lift of your body, using the pillow if it helps you, and reaching forward, noticing if you can get this outer hip. Figure 4 can be used here in place of this stretch. Butterfly also can be used in place of this stretch. Deep breath there. Now coming back to the importance of the spine, I'm going to make sure that we come to hands and knees and move our spine there. So setting up a tabletop of the body. You can stretch the feet a little bit since you're here, but then come up to tabletop and begin to move into your spine. Release it down and tuck and curl it all the way up. Right into the shoulders. Inhale down and open. And then exhale, curl and tuck it up. Breathing through. And now centering out. And now to make our way up to standing, you can do it any way you want. What I'm going to suggest is a little foot stretch right here where you sit back on the feet. You might challenge yourself to stay there just a little bit longer than you want to. It can be a deep stretch for the feet. And then again, you can come up to standing any way you want, but I'm going to suggest this little kneeling balance. Where the knees drop forward, your spine lifts up, and you see if you can balance here for a moment, and then use your strong toes, the ball of your foot, to press up. Good. All right. So now I'm going to have my scarf nearby for when I'm ready to use it, but I want to start with the stool, so I can show that, share that if you want it. So your stool, or your chair that will lift your forward bend up. And we'll begin to practice. So now check that your knees are bent, please. Don't lock the knees back, have them bent. Okay? You can straighten them more as you feel the stretch and you want to practice straighter legs. Good, knees bent, just the arms first. Inhale up. Exhale down and around. And again, inhale, arms up. Exhale. Hands to thighs, knees are bent. I'm going to warm into the hamstring and do a big circle. So you're going to come down here to your right, lower, and then up the other side. Inhale up. So a nice full circle there, strong through the feet. Feel that. Down and up. 2 times one direction. Come to the top. Inhale. Exhale it down. 2 times slowly the other way. Do you feel how you ease down into that hamstring? Kind of like you're asking it, how does this feel? What do you think? Nice. Good. So now working into your forward bend, I'm going to use really bent knees at first and practice a long spine. So inhale up, exhale down to the stool. and into your forward bend. Good, you can keep that. I'm going to turn sideways so I can show my spine. So you want your spine to be long. That's where you have this wonderful stool stretching you forward. If you're more flexible in your hamstring and you want to practice the same idea on the ground, you go right ahead. So I'm feeling okay, my knees are bent, possibly I lower down. Deep breath. So we'll do the twist a couple times. I'm going to show it here. If you don't know what I mean, you can't see me well, come up to standing and check it out first. But I'm going to use the stool. You can also use the ground. So I put one hand in the center and the other arm reaches up. Deep breath there. And then down. Good. Switching sides. And down. So lengthen spine. Let's do it again together. Everybody, let's do it one more time here with a stool or on the floor. Inhale up. And exhale down. Other side, second side. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Bent knees, hands to thighs. Press your way up to standing. I'm going to put the stool aside for now. You can keep yours available if it's been working for you. I'm going to reach the scarf now. And your legs can be comfortable. And you're going to take the scarf behind you. We're not going to do a forward bend yet, just the chest opener. So you take 2 spots on your scarf, whether they're wide or they're close. It doesn't matter. It's your stretch. Roll the shoulders back and down. And then lift the stretch up. Deep breath here. Deep breath. Nice. So now release. So now we're going to do our wide stance forward bend with the scarf. So if you have your stool or chair there, just be careful you don't bonk your head as you go down, okay? Scarf is totally optional. I'm going wide stance, knees bent. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward bend. Deep breath there, let your head shake out. Good, knees bent, let that scarf guide you back up, arms guide you back up, and release. All right, we'll set that aside for now. I'm going to move into the quadriceps for a moment so we balance out the stretch of our muscles a little bit. So you want to practice balance. If you want to put your eyesight down and focus on a point on the floor, or if you want to use a chair or a wall, don't hesitate. So bring one foot up into your hand and lengthen through the front of your leg. So quadricep to hamstring. And begin to press that leg back and reach forward. Deep breath here. And then bring it back in. Good. And now switch to the second side. Draw it in. Reaching back. Pressing back sounds better. How about that? And reaching forward. Deep breath. And then bring it back in. All right, so one more time now with the twist. Set up your stool or chair if you want to use that. I'm going to use the ground this time. So inhale, reaching up. Exhale down to your thighs. Get your spine long and reaching, and then make your way down to the place that you want to be. Into your forward bend. Relax here for a moment. Maybe shake your head no, nod a yes. Release through the neck space. If you feel your weight shifting back into your heels, see if you can shift it a little bit forward, more into your toes. So now for the twist. I'm going to take one hand, fingertips in the front, and lift it a little bit, and then rotate the other arm up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Deep breath here. Lengthen the spine, open into the twist. Deep breath. Inhale up to those fingers. Exhale that arm back down. You ready for the second side? Twisting. So please, using your stool or your chair, letting that help you out, lengthening the spine within this twist anytime, okay? Inhale up to those fingers. Exhale your arm back down. Now I have my knees bent again, hands up to the thighs, and press my way up to standing. Good. Last stretch can be done on the ground or on a chair or stool. So I'm going to take a seat, use my little stool, and try and figure 4 out here. So crossing one leg over, sitting tall, and gently guiding your long spine that you've been practicing forward over this outer thigh stretch. Deep breath. And inhale up. Exhale, release. Switching, second side. Lifting. So I know I'm going to go forward a little bit, but I always want to think that lift first. See, lining the toes up with the knee there. Inhale, exhale, guide it forward. Deep breath. And then lift up out of that. Nice. All right, there. Thank you for sharing that idea with me and my favorite stretch. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.